Alright, before we start revving up to the climax of the story, let's just see if any of our companions around here has anything more to say. So, is there something we can do to cure you of your condition with the spirit?
Cure me? What, am I sick now?
In a sense?
Even you know that you cannot cure the dead. And I'm not the only one dying. You are too. I'm just more efficient about it. Ah, child, your concern is heartwarming. But death comes to everyone, and it is not something to fear.
I don't fear death in a sense. It's the dying that scares me.
People fear not death, but having life taken from them. Many waste the life given to them, occupying themselves with things that do not matter. When the end comes, they say they did not have time enough to spend with loved ones, to fulfill dreams, to go on adventures they only talked about. But why should you fear death if you are happy with the life you have led? If you can look back on everything and say, yes, I am content, it is enough.
Are you content?
I think I've led a good life, a full life, and I, for one, am not afraid of death, whatever it may bring. They say that when you die, your spirit travels through the fade and returns to the Maker. And after that, we'll see, won't we?
So if you don't fear death, Wynne, does that mean you don't have any regrets at all?
I try not to dwell too much on the mistakes of my past, of which there are many. I would go quite mad if I did that. But I do have one regret. The greatest misstep of my life, made even more grave because it had dire consequences for someone else.
What did you do?
Years ago, I was assigned as mentor to a lad, Anarin. He was my first apprentice. Anarin was an elf, raised in one of the elven alienages, and he was very mistrustful of humans, especially humans in authority.
Humans like you?
I was his mentor, an authority figure. He can't have liked me very much. What Anarin needed was time. Time to get used to his new home, time to emerge from his shell so we could build a rapport. I gave him no such time. I was young and arrogant. He is a mage, I thought. He needs to grow up and act like one. I expected too much from him too quickly. I gave no consideration to his origin or his feelings, and he retreated further from me. All I could think of was how stubborn he was, how he was throwing away all his talent and his potential just to be difficult.
That seems so unlike you.
Oh, age and wisdom have mellowed me. I was quite different back then. Much more unforgiving. You cannot plant crops in the cold, wintry ground. You cannot teach a student who is closed off and unresponsive. Patience is what is needed, and I learned that too late to help him.
So what happened to Anarin?
Anarin ran away from the circle one night. I had berated him over some trivial, ridiculous matter that I no longer remember. I drove him away because of something utterly unimportant. He was a child, 14 at the time of his leaving. They had his phylactery, and they hunted him down.
He's dead, then?
They called him Maleficar, a mage who practices forbidden magic, deserving of death. He was a child, misunderstood and lost. I begged the Templars to tell me if he suffered, if they gave him a quick death. I got no answers from them. I was his mentor, and they wouldn't even tell me what became of him.
That was quite cruel of them.
I should have known better. I had the best mentors. They were kind, compassionate. Why didn't I learn from them? I failed Anarin. All I had to do was listen to him. He would try to talk to me, and I would tell him to concentrate on his spells. He talked about the alienage sometimes, and the Dalish. He always talked about looking for the Dalish elves.
Well, if the Templars did not tell you of his fate, maybe he did find the Dalish.
The Templars are well trained and thorough. That he still lives, it would be a vain hope. The apprentices that came after Anarin benefited greatly from the lessons I learned from him. In a sense, he was my teacher, and I his student.
Then perhaps in some ways his sacrifice was worthwhile.
And there it is. My story, my one greatest regret.
So, it's rather late in the game, but now we have the very last companion quest, which is pretty straightforward. We have to go to the Dalish to complete it, and I think we will get that one more chance just before the game's finale. So I'll try to remember to do that, just if nothing else for completeness' sake. And I almost forgot to stop by Wade's one more time, because we have another suit or set of armor that we need to pick up. So let's talk to Heron.
We're closed. Oh, it's you.
The Drake scale armor is done, and it's, well, decent. Few things I'm rather proud of, and it didn't take as long as I feared. Odd.
You'd better be very proud, Wade. We can't afford any more flights of fancy.
I feel good, actually. I wouldn't mind working on Lord such-and-such's armor today.
We'll see how long this lasts. Here's your armor. Now please leave.
Alright, let's see what we got. And... Oh, okay. I stand corrected. We got another set of leather, but it's the superior kind. So you get some dexterity bonus and even more fire resistance. Alright, not too bad. I guess if we really wanted the heavier armor, we would have to go with the actual dragon scales. But in any event, some stuff to give to our rogues, I think. Since now we have two sets, we can give them to both the rogues that we have, both Liliana and Zevran. So let's go equip those, and also I need to give Duncan's shield to Alistair. Alright, let's get the companion suited up here. So, let's see. Got the standard Drake skin outfit we'll give to Zevran. Looking good. Let's see, did that come with a helm? I'm not sure. No, it's just an armor set. Okay. And where's Liliana? Okay, so we're gonna give her the superior set. Considering that near the end, at the end of the game, we need to face that Dragon Archdemon, and it's always nice to have sets of armor that are highly fire resistant. And since we're headed into the Landsmeet, I think it's time that even Vexus geared up for heavy fighting, not just as a mage, but as a warrior as well. So at long last, we will equip the Juggernaut armor. And we'll give him the Griffin helm. Let's see. What kind of boot should we give him? What he's got's actually pretty darn good already. I think he's good with the boots. Let's look at the gauntlets here. Let's see. Yeah, we'll switch it out for Gauntlets of Guile. There we go. Switch out to Sword and Shield. And now Vexus actually looks like a hardened melee fighter. And we can actually serve that role if we need to, since we're an arcane warrior. But if we want to, at any time, we can also switch to our staff and be more of a mage if we want to. But for now, we'll leave it as it is here.